I am Mohammed Khaled Zubair. I made this video for cheese lovers. Mozzarella and basil stuffed tomatoes. Prep time 20 minutes. Cook time 15 minutes. Total time 35 minutes. Servings 4 servings. Note: if preparing gluten-free, use gluten-free bread or breadcrumbs. Ingredients: 4 medium tomatoes with firm, fleshy walls, 2½ inches wide, 1 cup shredded mozzarella cheese, 1/3 cup grated Parmesan cheese, divided, 1/4 cup packed fresh basil chopped, plus more for garnish, 1 slice bread, enough to make 1/4 cup breadcrumbs, 1 tablespoon salted butter, melted, 1 teaspoon minced garlic, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/8 teaspoon pepper, olive oil for drizzling. Method 1. Preheat oven to 480 degrees F. 2. Make the soft breadcrumbs. To make the 1/4 cup soft breadcrumbs, remove the crust from 1 slice of bread, preferably staled, and either pulse in a small food processor or shred with a fork until the bread resembles fine, sand-like crumbs. 3. Prepare the tomatoes. Slice the tomatoes in half horizontally around the equator and use a spoon to scoop out the flesh. Be careful not to puncture the walls of the tomato, but if you do, the filling will plug the hole. Place empty tomato halves in a casserole dish or oven-safe skillet, and season with salt and pepper, using your hands or a spoon. Separate the seeds from the scooped-out tomato flesh and transfer the flesh to a cutting board. Discard the seeds and the tomato water. Chop the flesh and set aside for the stuffing. Make the stuffing. In a medium bowl, add the chopped tomato flesh, mozzarella cheese, 1/4 cup of the Parmesan cheese, basil, breadcrumbs, butter, garlic, salt, and pepper and stir to thoroughly combine. Bake, using 2 spoons. Fill the tomato halves with the stuffing. Sprinkle filled tomatoes with the remaining Parmesan cheese and drizzle with olive oil. Bake for 15 minutes, or until tomatoes are tender. Then broil on high for 1 minute until the filling begins to bubble and brown. Serve, garnish with a few torn basil leaves and serve hot. Nutrition facts: calories 199, fat 13 g, carbs 12 g, protein 9 g. Many cheesecakes. Ingredients: the base, 4.5 cup biscuits crumbs, 450 grams, or use graham crackers, 0.75 cup unsalted butter, 180 grams, melted. The cheese filling, 31.5 ounces cream cheese, full fat, 900 grams, room temperature. 1.5 cup granulated sugar, 300 grams. 6 large eggs, room temperature. 3 teaspoon vanilla extract, 3 tablespoon lemon juice, 4.5 tablespoon all-purpose flour, 42 grams. 2.25 cup sour cream, full fat, 555 grams, room temperature. Optional toppings: some strawberry marmalade, berries of your choice. Cook mode: prevent your screen from going dark. Equipment: bowls, 1 big and 1 small. Kitchen scale, measuring spoons, measuring cups, food processor or rolling pin. For biscuit crumbs, 12-hole muffin pan, muffin liners, handheld whisk, ice cream scoop 1.5 tablespoons. Instructions: the base, using a food processor, blend digestive biscuits into fine mixture. Pour into a bowl and add melted butter. Mix well. Divide evenly into 12 muffin liners in a muffin pan, using a spoon. Press the mixture tightly and evenly. Set aside. The cheese filling, using a low speed in your mixer. Mix cream cheese until just creamy. While mixing, gradually add in sugar, then add in eggs one by one. mixing just until well combined. Then, add in vanilla extract, lemon juice, flour and mix again just until combined. Finally add in sour cream and mix everything together. Using an ice cream scoop, divide the cheesecake filling evenly into prepared muffin pan. Gently shake the pan to make the top surface flat. Bake in a preheated oven at 320 superscript OF, 160 superscript OC. Conventional mode, on a lower rack for 15 minutes, or when you gently shake the pan, the cheesecake wiggle a bit and the center look not as set. Remove from the oven and leave to cool to room temperature in the pan. Place the pan in the fridge overnight. How to serve? Serve as they are or with some strawberry marmalade and your favorite berries. Notes: do not overmix to avoid cheesecake from cracking while baking. Use portable oven thermometer to get the accurate oven temperature. It's easier to remove the cheesecakes from the pan after they're chilled in the fridge. Don't put them too long at room temperature to maintain their structure. Max 30 minutes. Freeze for 1–2 hours if you want them to hold a bit longer than that. They last up to 6 months in the freezer. Mini pepperoni pizzas. Ingredients: 1 pkg, 8 plain English muffins, separated into halves. 1 jar pizza sauce. 4c mozzarella cheese. 8 ounces pkg sliced pepperoni. Preheat oven to 400 degrees. On a lightly greased cookie sheet, line up the English muffin halves in 2 rows. Place 2 tablespoons of pizza sauce on each muffin half. Top with cheese and 2 to 4 pepperoni slices. Bake for 20 minutes until pepperoni is slightly sizzling and cheese is melted. Serve warm. Homemade cheese crackers. Description: make homemade cheese crackers with only 6 ingredients. Chilling the dough for 45 minutes is important so the crackers won't hold their shape otherwise. You'll appreciate the straightforward instructions and quick baking time. Make homemade cheese crackers with only 6 ingredients. Ingredients: 6 ounces sharp yellow cheddar cheese, shredded, 1 1/2 cups shredded, 1 cup, 125 grams, all-purpose flour, spoon-leveled, 1 1/2 teaspoons cornstarch, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 6 tablespoons, 85 grams, unsalted butter, cold and cut into 6 pieces, 2 tablespoons cold water. Scents optional. See salt for sprinkling. Instructions: process cheddar cheese, flour, cornstarch, and salt together in a food processor until combined, about 30 seconds. Add butter and process until mixture resembles wet sand, about 20 seconds. Add water and pulse until dough forms large clumps, about 10 pulses. Transfer dough to a lightly floured work surface. Divide in half and pound each into a 6-inch square. No need to use a rolling pin, just pat with hands. If the dough feels dry, moisten your fingers with cold water. Carefully wrap each in plastic wrap and refrigerate until firm, about 45 minutes and up to 2 days. Preheat oven to 350 degrees F, 177 degrees C. Line 2 large baking sheets with parchment paper or silicone baking mats. Unwrap each dough square. Place each on a lightly floured work surface and roll out into a 9-inch square. Doesn't need to be perfect. Using a fluted pastry wheel, pizza cutter, or small sharp knife, trim dough into a neat 8-inch square. Slice square into 8 strips, each 1 inch wide. Then make 8 perpendicular slices, each 1 inch wide. Each 8-inch square will have 64 squares. Crackers. Place squares on prepared baking sheet. Use a skewer or large toothpick to poke a hole through the center of each. Lightly sprinkle with sea salt, if desired. Bake until golden brown around the edges, about 16–18 minutes, rotating the baking sheets halfway through baking. For crunchier crackers, bake for 20 minutes. Remove from the oven and cool completely on the baking sheet before serving. Store leftover crackers at room temperature for up to 1 week. If tightly sealed, they'll lose their crunch. Feel free to keep the lid slightly ajar to maintain some crunchiness. Notes: instead of classic yellow cheddar, white cheddar is a wonderful substitute. In fact, any medium-hard cheese is great. Avoid soft cheeses. I doubled the recipe found in the cookbook. Feel free to have this recipe to yield less crackers or double the recipe for more. The original recipe, which is half of this one, calls for 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, but I found 2 teaspoons made the crackers too soft. I reduced the double recipe to 1 1/2 teaspoons. Special tools: food processor, blenders, rolling pin, fluted pastry wheel. Cheese straws recipe: easy cheese twists. Cheesy baked cheese straws are a delicious swap for regular breadsticks and super easy to bake with puff pastry and cheese. Cheese straws are soft, pliable, and of course, super cheesy. Cheese straws recipe: ingredients: 1 sheet frozen puff pastry, thawed, 1 large egg, a 1/2 cup shredded Italian cheese blend, such as Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago, a 1/2 cup shredded mozzarella cheese, all-purpose flour, for dusting. Instructions: let the frozen puff pastry thaw at room temperature until softened, about 30 minutes. Meanwhile, preheat the oven to 400 degrees superscript OF, 200 degrees superscript OC. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Crack the egg into a small bowl or cup. Add 1 tablespoon, 15 milliliters, water, and whisk until blended. In another small bowl, mix together the cheeses. Unfold the thawed puff pastry sheet and place it on a lightly floured work surface. Using a pastry brush, brush some of the egg mixtures evenly over the dough. Sprinkle half of the cheese mixture evenly over half of the egg-brushed dough. Fold the uncovered dough over the cheese and press gently to seal. Brush the top with the egg mixture, sprinkle with half of the remaining cheese mixture, and press gently to help stick. Turn the dough over. Brush the other side with the egg mixture, sprinkle with the remaining cheese, and press gently. Discard any remaining egg mixture. Cut the pastry vertically into 6 strips or horizontally into 12 smaller strips, holding each strip by the ends. Turn the ends a few times in the opposite direction to make a twist. Place the twists, evenly spaced, on the baking sheet. Bake until browned, about 10 minutes. Let cool briefly. Serve warm or at room temperature. Bacon-wrapped jalapeno poppers. These bacon-wrapped jalapeno poppers are creamy, spicy and loaded with cheese. The perfect party appetizer. Prep time 25 minutes. Cook time 25 minutes. Total time 50 minutes. Servings 12. Calories 198 kilocalories. Ingredients: 12 jalapeno peppers, approximately 3–4 inches long, 1/8 ounce block cream cheese softened, 1 cup cheddar cheese, 1/2 teaspoon onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon pepper, 12 slices bacon. Do not use thick cut cooking spray. Instructions: preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Line a sheet pan with foil and coat it with cooking spray. Cut the jalapenos in half lengthwise and use a spoon to scoop out the seeds and ribs. In a medium bowl, mix together the cream cheese, cheddar cheese, onion powder, salt and pepper. Fill each jalapeno half with the cheese mixture. Cut the slices of bacon in half crosswise and wrap each pepper half in a slice of bacon, using a toothpick to secure the bacon. Arrange the peppers on the baking sheet and bake for 20–25 minutes until bacon is crispy and browned. Serve immediately. Sharp cheddar cheese popcorn made with real cheese. Ingredients: 1/2 cup popcorn kernels, popped, 1/4 cup butter, 1/4 teaspoon ancho chili powder, 1/8 teaspoon garlic powder, 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon kosher salt, 3 ounces sharp cheddar cheese, finely shredded. Instructions: in a small saucepan, combine butter, chili powder, garlic powder and salt. Melt butter and heat until starting to simmer. Pour butter over popcorn. Stir until all popcorn is evenly coated. Spread popcorn on a sheet pan. Sprinkle with finely shredded cheese. I used a microplane zester to shred mine. Stir it around until evenly distributed. Place rack in the center of the oven and turn broiler to low. Cook popcorn until cheese is melted, about 2–3 minutes. Watch carefully so it does not burn. Pour cheesy popcorn into bowl and mix. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel. Channel name: Khaled Zubair.